discussing very, very controversial subject today. Let me get this cleaned off. Okay, that look better. Yeah, that look much better. Very controversial subject. A lot of people out there say the Haitian community is mad at Black America for, I think, being deported. I mean, we ain't the damn Supreme Court, you know what I'm saying? Shit, it's a lot of rulings that, we didn't get, wasn't in our favor, but what people have to understand, when you're dealing with this damn Neanderthal, you don't know what that Neanderthal got up his sleeve. You don't. And anybody that think they do is in a state of confusion. Because this motherfucker come out his trick bag and do whatever. I mean, even amongst Neanderthals, motherfucking Donald Trump is an anomaly. He doing shit particularly for himself and his little immediate crew, and that's all he making a move for. So he's even an anomaly amongst his own kind. So how in the fuck if they can't anticipate his next move, how the fuck is black people gonna anticipate the next move? Because you don't know the predicament they in. A lot of people don't know so these motherfuckers is not in the predicament they used to being in. You got a lot of nations out there challenging the United States today for supremacy, particularly China. And so, United States was used to no goddamn no competition. I mean, you talking about United States literally had no competition since the World War II. You know what I'm saying? So you talking about probably, you talking about 50, 60, 70 years without no competition. Literally ran the world, but that's not, and so, they understand that they position in the world is falling. And so they making preparations, they making fucking preparations to try to change the reality that they in. Now they know first and foremost, when they had a lot of jobs and shit where they didn't necessarily, and it's critical that when we talk about the type of immigrants that they want immigrants that's literally gonna go back to the days of the plantation. They want motherfuckers that's gonna get out there in them fields. They want, they're literally willing to work for damn near $2, $3, $2, $3. You know what I'm saying? $2, $3, $4. That's what they want. Motherfuckers really just looking for, some of them just looking for somewhere to stay. They looking for somewhere, so they got motherfuckers out there that just, if you give them a place to lay their head, give them a couple hot meals and a couple dollars so they can keep them some liquor and, you know what I'm saying, put a couple dollars up, but that's what they looking for. And that's what they looking for, because it's still better than where they came from. And so, yeah, but today it's a different reality. United States does not have the industry that it used to have. And so, a lot of them jobs then shrunk up. That's the reality. And so, they not about to take care of no extra motherfuckers. That's just the real gist of what's happening out here. You know what I'm saying? That's the real gist of what's, at the same time, they want to bolster their numbers. And that's why they letting white South Africans come in, even though they really don't fuck with one another for real. You know what I'm saying? They don't really fuck with one another for real. But let me get that out of here. Yeah. Yeah, they don't really fuck with one another for real, but for the sake of bolstering their numbers, they're gonna let some Europeans, some whites come over. But even that, really, this ain't the early 1900s And when they allowed a lot of Europe is almost over with. If you go into Europe, damn near every nation in Europe is at a negative birth rate. So they really don't have no immigrants, no white immigrants to get to the United States. They really is now coming to the reality that if they don't let, people of color come in there and do some jobs, that man, a lot of them goddamn nations in Europe within like 50 years, them motherfuckers will cease to be a nation. They won't even have a working population that'll be able to, for all the jobs that's necessary, you know what I'm saying, to facilitate a nation. They won't even have enough people to fill those jobs. So a lot of them is really they almost at the edge, looking over the edge, and they're debating whether to jump. Then they turn back and they have to accept the fact that the niggas that they have tried to keep out of Europe through all the laws and all the racism and shit, because it was our land anyway, the reality is they're gonna have to accept the fact that they're gonna have to accept some of them blacks up in there to do that work. And that's the second coming, or the third. It's gonna be the third takeover of Europe by African people, because we was in there originally anyway. You see what I'm saying? And then came after the ice age, then there came some that came down and destroyed some things. And then the Egyptians went up in there again and educated them. And then the Moors went up in there again and educated them. But see, the first time it was us, period. We was the originals. And this is gonna be like the fourth time where black people gonna literally take over Europe as a whole. Ain't gonna be no more white people. Not like that. And I don't, reality is that, the birth rate, is at an extreme low. And I'm saying that. So, America is at the edge. It's at the edge. White America is at the edge. And this is their last hoorah to really try to get some shit, but it can't be done. It cannot be done because really the energy was from our people. You know what I'm saying? And they know that. So they ain't stupid. They not fucking stupid. You know what I'm saying? Shit happened for a reason. All our peoples is gifted. I'm not taking nothing from nobody. But our energy built this shit right here. That's fact. And it's a lot of white people and niggas from outside of America that can't seem to get that. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, I could look at all the different nations of black people in the Caribbean, in Africa, and I give them credit. I salute them in the energy that they provided, because each of us got a frequency. You feel what I'm saying? That's how music, and see, people don't want to understand that. So we all got our frequencies, and that's music. You see, ain't no one sound, no one tone, no one vibration, And so these Neanderthals, they know that black Americans was the goose that laid the golden motherfucking egg here. They know that. All you have to do is look at the inventions and look at those who invented, and once you give, credit what credit is due, then you see, you know what I'm saying? That our people was the energy, the power to bring this shit to where it was. And the fucking disrespect of our people is really the collapse of this shit. Because it's not in their nature to do right. So they're not going to ever do right by us. But that would have been the only way that they could have prepared successfully, you know, upheld America a little bit longer. They defunct nature was gonna collapse the shit anyway. They defunct nature was gonna collapse it anyway. So, but what other blacks coming like from Haiti and Jamaica? See, they come over here. I don't know because they want to get in next to the Neanderthal. That's really what they wanted to do. All jokes aside, they trying to get that paper. And you know what I'm saying? They trying to get that paper, and so they want to get in right next to the Neanderthal. You know, that's how motherfuckers is. That's how motherfuckers is. If they know that's the man with the money, they're going to try to get next to that man. Disregard us in doing it too. You know, and so that's what they did. But see, the thing is, we know the motherfucker better than them. And that's what they failed to understand. They wanted to hold him up in high esteem, thinking he would have favor on their ass. But see, we know the motherfucker. He'll pretend like, you know, he show you favor, and then in 2 seconds later, he'll lynch your ass. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we know him. And so when they came over here, they should have known that, you know, temporary protective, whatever it is, it's temporary. It's temporary. That means when you get here, you know this shit coming to an end. You don't know when it's coming to an end. So what you have to do is you have to get in here and handle your motherfucking business. Soon as you get over here, you supposed to be filling out your paperwork, calling their ass up. Some people been over here 15 years. There's no excuse for you not handling your motherfucking business. No excuse. No motherfucking excuse. And like I say, I use the streets to explain a lot of shit because peoples know what the fuck it is. I don't condone it, but a lot of reality speaks to that. That motherfuckers be in these streets, they be trapping and shit and doing all that. Every motherfucker that trap know them peoples is coming. Motherfuckers, if you hear the door slam the wrong way, niggas running, looking in the motherfucking window like, is that them? You can't even, so, I mean, you have to do this shit like, you know, that's the reality, meaning that you know they coming. That means you get what the fuck you gonna get and get your ass out of there, meaning get your paperwork, stay on that shit, successfully, you know, take care of that. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't do that, that's your motherfucking fault. You know, I know that's your motherfucking fault. That's not nobody else's fault but your fault for not taking care of your goddamn business. But again, you can't get mad at black Americans for shit. Nothing. Because we told y'all motherfuckers what these Neanderthals were. Y'all was trying to kiss up to these motherfuckers, thinking that they would show y'all favor. And they didn't show y'all no goddamn favor. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about, man. Y'all need to come up off y'all high horse. You arrogant and ignorant. You see what I'm saying? You can't do that. That's like putting cologne on and you ain't washed up. You still musty, and instead of washing up and putting some deodorant on, you rather just squirt goddamn cologne on and shit. You can't be arrogant and ignorant, and that shit done caught up to y'all. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, like I said, I have gotten support from the Haitian community. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, and that's love, you know. But I give you the real. That's the general. I'm going to tell you just what it is. Now, you handle your motherfucking business. You feel what I'm saying? Handle your motherfucking business and come out on top. But like I say, you know, a lot of people's this shit, you know, they don't listen to black Americans when we try to tell y'all lies. And so like they say, man, hard head make a soft ass. You know what I'm saying? A hard head make a soft ass. That's what they say. So some people have to learn the motherfucking hard way, man. And you know what? In the same sense of what's happening, to the Haitian family, y'all just got to, take that on the head. You feel what I'm saying? Because on the end, you got to be looking at where you're going now. Ain't nothing we could do. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing a black American can do to shit for shit. You know what I'm saying? Niggas over here trying to get, get their bag and get their shit in order. So and this Neanderthal is denying black Americans every fucking chance he can. He denying us too. So what the fuck can, motherfuckers just have to, get the blueprint and work the blueprint. Motherfuckers ain't on no blueprint, and so now, okay, motherfuckers about to get deported. Okay, what's the next step? Where the fuck is we going? What are we gonna do when we show up to where the fuck we going? A lot of people is going to other countries like I guess Canada, you know what I'm saying? And but even if you go to Canada, what the fuck is you gonna do over in Canada? Cause they might be ready to do the same motherfucking thing real soon. They might be ready to do the same thing over there. I mean, wherever you go, there's a possibility that they might yeah, a lot of people just, a lot of people just celebrate. And like I say, for the Haitian family that support it and show respect, ain't nothing but love. But at the same time, I could see where, a lot of black Americans, FBA, they like fuck you because, there's a lot of, Haitians and Jamaicans and Caribbean that get up there talking shit. And at the same time, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna cause motherfuckers to celebrate when you get what they feel you got had coming to you. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to be humble. Motherfuckers got to be humble when they in another motherfucker house. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, you have to be humble. But anyway, family, and you know what? See, I'm not, I wish the best for the family. You just got to learn, you know what I'm saying? What is the blueprint? What the fuck? Because even if you get deported, you got to go somewhere. You better have a blueprint laid out for you when you get there and get ready to work that shit. Because you could still come out on top. I'm not the one that's gonna wish, total downfall on the whole Haitian community. I'm not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? But those that that talk greasy, yeah, I most definitely fuck you. You know what I'm saying? I feel that way too. I don't let no motherfucker talk about my house. You know what I'm saying? Greasy. I don't do that. So I'm in. I know how to balance that. You feel what I'm saying? But anyway, we're gonna be talking more on that. So don't go nowhere. Make sure y'all click that link down there and to black Americans, FBA, motherfuckers got to understand, nigga, your shit ain't secure neither. So don't spend too much time hoorahing, and celebrating, nigga. Cause your motherfucking place over here ain't secure at all. And that motherfucker ain't gave you not a couple crumbs more than he done gave everybody else. And probably done gave you a couple less. You mad at them, but you ain't mad at that motherfucking Neanderthal because he's the sole controller. And so y'all talk about the motherfuckers that trying to get the bag, but you ain't getting the bag because he ain't giving you the bag. So now what the fuck do? You can't spend all your motherfucking time celebrating. Anyway, I'll see you in a minute. Click that link down there. Get over to my Patreon. Generalseti One Stop. The link is down there. All the let me get you out of here, you Neanderthal. You ain't nothing but a flea-bitten Neanderthal. I was wondering where all them fleas was in my chat. You know what I'm saying? He's gone. He's gone. He's gone. But anyway, I'm coming back. We just got started with this subject. And so get down there, generalseti One Stop, Etsy, Patreon, get that work, and I'll see y'all in a minute. Boom, Black Power.